I don't think we have any George Jones. I don't think we've been playing any George Jones today, but as soon as somebody comes on, they can. This is our elevator music. We'll be with you in just a moment. I'm trying to listen. Is that anything we know?
Not me.
We can now put music on. All right.
What did you say that was? Hip hop?
That says that's hip hop.
Yeah, I don't know hip hop. I don't know rap. I got a buddy that lives in Guam. That's he actually just produced a Insane Clown Posse album, and he sings. He does the rap stuff, and he sends me stuff all the time.
I don't think that's hip hop.
Well, I tell him every time. I don't know why you send this to me. Because if it ain't got George Jones in the label, I'm not listening to it.
I don't see that where it says edit name.
There's the three little dots right there next to your picture.
3 little dots next to my picture. Okay, I see. I see.
That must be a dubbed over version of hip hop.
Wait a minute, I see it. I see it right here.
Well, we'll turn it off. That sounds horrible.
There we go. I fixed it.
Says I can change avatar too. I didn't know I had an avatar.
That wasn't the same. That was the same way, by the way.
Aaron, how are you doing? We are doing good today. We're just a little crazy. This is going to be tonight's going to be just a crazy. I had a pretty good day, so I'm in a pretty good mood. And I am drinking tea. So all right, guys, we're going to talk in just a moment. We're going to let some more people come in, but we're going to talk about a little bit about Mink Coat Tournament. We're going to let Rodney tell you the Mink Coat Tournament. Now, I'm going to tell you what we're going to tell you in this Mink Coat Tournament. This was Rodney, when was the first one? 1987?
Yes.
We had nothing to do with this. We were just working. So this when we discussed what happened here, we had nothing really to do with this one. Now, when the next one, we did. No, Dan, he did not get the memo about the shirts. Hey, is my mic actually working?
Sounds like it. Yeah.
All right, so that's the one working. I kept on having.
Hey, and your rhythm was better than that music we were listening to.
Yeah, 528.
Yeah, Charles, it is match number 1. It is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Atlanta, Georgia, 260 pounds, Wildfire Tommy Rich.
Tommy Rich weighed 260 pounds.
I'm sorry, that was later on. That was 1990 Tommy Rich. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I saw a picture of him the other day, and he's on the same diet plan I
am. Let's make sure we get everybody in. Yes, hello, Aaron. How you doing? We're doing good. Hey, by the way, folks, I have been trying to the supporter post. Go just for the supporters. I have been trying since Friday to put a post in. They have changed Facebook one more time, and I can't find where to do it. I cannot find it. They had it in a certain spot. I would go to it, and that's how I would post it. And now they have changed it. Now I guess I'm going to have to get in touch with them and say, hey, how do I post directly to the supporters now? Because I don't know how anymore.
It's almost impossible for me to share the page because the little link just keeps disappearing.
It's just crazy. It's just nuts what they do now. It's just. Aaron said that was when we were looking at the music. For those of you who just came in, we had some great hip hop music.
We had hip hop. I sounded great part out of that.
It sounded to me more like jazz.
It did a little bit. Terrence Hardy, how you doing, Terrence? Dan Lang asked if he does. No, we're just. I guess me and Jack's gonna have to buy him a shirt. His birthday is in August, so maybe we'll just buy him a shirt.
We don't announce birthdays in a cheap plug. Brent's is in September.
Jack, I think you just had yours, didn't you?
Yeah, mine was in March. I got loaded up with cigars. Hey, guys, Brent and Rodney love cigars, by the way.
Charles, match number 1. Yes, it's scheduled. We'll do the commentary. Hello, everyone, and welcome. And I'll be like I usually am when I'm doing commentary. I have no clue what to say. What is that move? I knew it before I got
That's
here.
a modified hip toss. Everything's a modified hip toss.
All right, Aaron sent me a memo prior to this show, and he said, what about the memo about y'all wear mink coats for this program? If I had a mink coat, I would have put it on.
I was going to fake it and drape the puppies over my neck, but they were not. They would not go along with it.
Oh,
So they're locked in the kitchen right now.
Before we run out of time, Rodney, let's discuss Mink Coat Tournament 1987. The Fullers, Roy Lee Welch, Jimmy Golden, Bob Armstrong, all the owners of this company, Continental Championship Wrestling. All right, Rodney.
let's narrow it down. Robert Fuller.
Yeah, let's go,
This
Robert.
was his prime. It was his brainchild. So we had our first ones. The first one that I had the opportunity to announce for was in Columbus, Mississippi. And we would have, there would be boxes out front, and everybody would take, and they would, I think it was on the back of their ticket. They would write their name on the back of their ticket, and they would put it in whichever wrestler they thought would win the Mink Coat tournament. Well, before the matches started, we would get all the boxes, and we would draw a name out of the box, and then we would call that person. Those people would we didn't have them come sit in the ringside. We didn't do that, but we acknowledged that they were going to be the winners. And as we advanced through the night, we would announce that they would advance as they get closer, because if they pick the winner, they're going to receive a mink coat. Well, the mink coat was owned by Linda Marks. I don't know if anybody knows who she is. She was the promoter of Wrestling Birmingham, and a very not instrumental, but she was involved with Robert Fuller. A lot of the robes and things came from her, and she helped out a lot, especially when going to get like Ric Flair from the airport in Birmingham primarily. So we had her mink coat that we were taking everywhere, and it had a brooch on it. In fact, we didn't take the brooch off for whatever reason. We just left it on there, but we were modeling it. And so the gimmick is they had a plant in the audience, and they knew who was going to win. So we would pick out the name. Well, came up, I believe Wendell Cooley was supposed to win that one. And so I announced that Wendell Cooley's representative was the name of the lady, and I forgot her name. Anyway, so I announced her name, and two people stood up and yelled, "It's me, it's me." I'm like, I had two people announced that this lady was, I said, "Do we have two people with the same name?" So I picked them out. So I found the lady in the audience, and I said, "Now, I announced your name earlier, right?" And she said, "Yeah, that's you announced my name." I said, "You're absolutely, this is your name, right?" She said, "Yes." So I went in the back and I told Robert, and I said, "Hey, Robert, when I announced supposedly the winner's name, I had two people stand up and say, 'That's me.'" He said, "Really?" I said, "What if it's the wrong one?" So what I'm trying to say is that these were rigged.
But not only with it,
All of them. All of them.
Yeah, all the big tournaments in 1987 were.
So I come out. I went back to her and I said, "Now you're advancing to the second round." I said, "Now you'll be presented. If you win, you'll be presented with the mink coat." She said, "Yeah, Robert told me I'll be giving it back later on after the show and give it to him in the back." I said, because I'm not sure how much this was a legitimate mink coat.
Oh yeah,
Linda Mark had nothing. She's big time. I mean, this was a legitimate mink coat, and if we give it away, we'd be talking thousands.
There were no factory knockoffs in Linda's closet.
No. And to think about it, I would be the one that had to tell her, guess what? Robert said, "Well, we pay her $500. We tell her, well, you can take the coat, or we give her $500." I said, "Well, okay, if that's the way you want to do it." Because I had told him previously, "Hey, we've got the wrong. I think we've got the wrong person. I had two people." And so I like I said, I went back to her and I asked her. I said, "No, when we'll present you with the coat if your man wins." She said, "I know." I said, "I'm supposed to give it back to Robert in the back when we leave." I said, woo. But yes, all of them every single one of them in 87. Now, the next year when David Woods takes over, he actually goes and gets, I don't think they were mink coats. I think they were fox coats. But anyway, still the same thing. And we had the mink coat terms. We actually legitimately gave them away in the second year. But the first year, no, every single one of them had the plant every single time.
And you had to remember the announcers who that person was going to be.
That's right.
And so you had to make sure that you did it in a way where you drew the name, but you had the other name in your hand. And you could go and you had to kind of remember, all right, Sylvia Hackey. Okay, that's who it is. Because, being at this point in my life, I'd probably forget between the time and they told me in the dressing room until the time I got out there who the person was supposed to be. I'd have to wrote it down, and then somebody say, "Hey, I saw that in his pocket. He had that name in his pocket."
No, I didn't even do that. See, when we were in Columbus at the Lavender Coliseum, you announced the matches upstairs. There was this like press box type thing up there, so you announced them up there. Nobody could see. Nobody was up there, and so like I said, every one of those raising their hands, and I'm like, "Oh, not the right one. Not the right one." I sweat it. I told Dad, I said, "Dad, I have two people stood up and said that was the name."
But that was a tremendous.
Yes.
They drew a lot of money. It drew everywhere they did it. Even the next year, in 1988, when we did it again, and David Woods did it, it drew good houses. And it was a great concept. It really was.
Charles has decided that he wants to start something tonight.
Well, just a minute. I've got to show you something else there, Charles. But let me get that.
This is not mine.
This is how you.
Either.
It's crazy stuff. But it's funny because we probably wouldn't have done that. We would have.
No,
we would not. We would have actually given away something. And where we didn't get a mink coat tournament, I think we gave $500 or something like that away to.
Yes.
Probably very illegal probably in Alabama at that time. But it was a great concept. Robert Fuller came up with this whole concept. I don't think it's been done in wrestling ever since. Probably a reason for that. But, it did.
Martin won't let them have her mink coat to demonstrate.
I enjoyed the concept, though, and it did draw some houses.
Yes.
But,
would I do such a thing? No. No.
Well, we told you we'd tell you that. Anything else going on, Jack, that we need to talk to the insiders about?
We had a couple of folks pass today. You remember when we were looking at the Great Antonio match here not too long ago?
Yes.
And we wondered who the manager was. Let me pull his name up. He passed away today. His real name was Deepak Masand, and he was known as Deepak Singh as a manager. And they said he was with the Great Antonio for just a short period because, as it turns out, he, like everyone else in the industry, came to dislike the Great Antonio very, very much. Which he put it very nicely because after he left wrestling, he was very much involved with political stuff of trying to bring back world peace and stuff like that. So he was very careful about what he said, and that was just basically how he put it. Was Antonio was not a well-liked wrestler, and after being with him for a short time, I found out why, and so that relationship ended. And then Paul Christie also passed away today.
Yeah, I saw that. Was a good friend of the Poffos, I believe.
Yeah.
That was kind of sad. Aaron asked, did y'all hold a mink colt tournament? It was either at the Houston County Farm Center or it was at the Civic Center. Either one of those.
Yes, we did. We was one in Dothan.
Sure yeah. There. Definitely one in Dothan.
And you had both, the rigged one, and you had the other one.
Aaron, was you a part? I was going to ask you. Was you a part of the thing that oh man, what was that? It was a reunion show in Dothan, Alabama, at the Civic Center with Pedro. Did you have something to do with that? I'm thinking maybe I met you at some point in that time. Terrence Hardy, Don Canoodle. Yeah, I saw that. He was a tremendous wrestler, but I don't think he wanted to go anywhere. I think he was right there at home. He must have had a business or something because he never wanted to leave there. I don't think he ever did. I don't think he ever wrestled.
I think he did a little bit in WWE, but he did not like the travel.
He liked to be at home.
Yeah. He worked
I do now. I like being at home.
Now,
he worked for the sheriff's department wherever he lived.
Now, Canoodle did wrestle in Georgia for a while.
That's right, he did.
Before he went to the Carolinas and became so.
Well, he got to the Carolinas. He said he just didn't want to go. He didn't want to go anywhere else. He must have loved it there.
Yeah. Well, I can understand that.
There was something else I was going to say. Oh, by the way, insiders, if you've not wrote this down, Friday, October 8th, make sure you write that down. We'll give everybody more information next week, but it is confirmed. It will be we will be doing something on Friday, October 8th, 2021, and possibly.
Wait a minute. Is it a mink coat tournament?
Mink coat tournament. Y'all didn't know that. That's what it's going to be, a mink coat tournament.
Well, cancel culture will get us before we ever open the door.
Listen, whatever we're going to do, we're not going to set the world on fire, folks, but we're going to have fun in the process of doing it. We don't think we're going to set the world on fire, but we are going to have some fun and bring.
We're going to have some fun. I hope we have some fun because y'all don't want to hear me yelling.
Mink coat tournament.
Everything we do, we try to have fun at it, and that's the whole process is going to be having some fun. At least we're going to have fun. That don't mean everyone else that's going to be working with us is going to be having fun on that particular day, but we will have fun. But so put that down, Friday, October 8th, 2021, and also the whole event will be videotaped, and we'll be using it for a couple of weeks and stuff here. And also it'll be videotaped, and possibly, if we can, we'll go live from there. Not for sure though. And there may be a charge because we may have to hire some people to help us do it. So we may have to put a charge there to make it work for all of us. Rodney, anything we need to talk about before we leave here and go to the live show?
No.
All right, guys, do y'all have any questions in here about the Mink Coat tournament? Or Rodney not wearing his Pro Wrestling Inside Out t-shirt?
How did I become the subject of this program again? I thought we was talking about the
it's your continual failure to acquire.
I am promoting these books.
Well, those books probably sell t-shirts too.
I had thought I'd met you before. You and some other guy. I believe y'all are the ones who promoted that show, wasn't you? I mean, I know y'all had something to do with it. At least Dan Lang said, "Answer your phone, Peter."
We have previous experience with them.
Yeah, we not only was in the wrestling business, we were in the circus business for 14 years. That's what we were doing when we were away from the wrestling business. We were in the circus business,
and they are insane.
Yeah. I'm not for sure circus performers don't have bigger egos.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I thought I had met you, Aaron, back in 2008 when we did when they did the I think Road Dogg was there, Bob, Scott, maybe Steve. I'm not for sure. I know Johnny Rich was there, Jerry Stubbs. Pretty good card there. Pretty good crowd that night as well. And there was another guy I met too. I just don't remember his name. I'm horrible with names. I can remember faces. I do good to remember my name. Did y'all notice I was sitting way down low? I mean, I was almost sitting underneath this table, and I just noticed that my seat had been going. Rodney, was you over here trying to be higher than me? And
nope, not me. I didn't mess with your seat. You look like you're sitting awful high, though. It's not.
Am I too high now?
You look like you're too high.
That's right, Aaron. Harley Race was there. I remember Harley being there. And Larry Zabisco was there. I remember Larry came up to me and said, he said, the West. I don't guess he really knew my first name. He just knew I was a West. He said, is that Charlie Smith over there? Man, I thought he was dead. I thought he was 90 years old. And I said, no, that's okay. I went down a little bit. He said, I thought he said, yeah, that's Charlie Smith. He said, well, all these people look really old. And I said, well, Larry, I believe they are all old. I always liked Larry Zabisco. Yeah. Always a nice man. Always nice. He never was.
Do you always felt like Larry was always up to something? Ready to stir it up at any time?
He did like to do that. Larry, I was down there, and I was in Dothan one time. We was Houston County Farm Center working for Dusty, Turnbuckle Championship Wrestling, and I was back getting weights and stuff from people. And so I was just asking Larry where he wanted to be announced from and his weight and everything. He said, I'm from wherever he said he was from. It don't matter what your weight is. I said, oh, wait a minute now. I said, there's somebody standing in this room right now. And if you don't get his weight right, he'll get all presided about it, get so upset about it. He said, wait, who are you talking about? And I said, Kevin Nash over there. He was there. He went with Scott Hall to the matches. And he said, well, hey, Kevin, you got a problem with the weights? Did somebody get in your way? That is the least of your problems there, Kevin. You need to learn how to wrestle first, and then worry about your weight. He said that, I'm thinking, wow, he did, Larry didn't care. Plus, he could probably stretch you in no time. But and this is what Kevin said. He said, I know. That's what he said. He said, I know.
I wrestled on the show with Larry one time, and we were sitting in the back, and he was getting dressed. He put his trunks on. He pulled his knee pads up, and I'm expecting him to pull his boots out of his bag. He pulls tennis shoes out, puts tennis shoes on. And I'm looking at him. He said, yeah. He said, man, I cleaned my boots up, and I put them on the back porch to dry out from where I'd got them wet. And he said, my dog ate them. And he said, I thought, I only wrestle about twice a year now. He said, I'm not going to invest in a new pair of boots. So we wore the same size. I said, well, you can wear mine if you want to, and we can swap out. And he looked at me, and mine, I wore 18-inch top. Most everybody's was 12 and 13 inches. Mine was 18. They went all the way to your knee. And he looked at him, and he said, I'll blow up lacing them things up. He said, I can have these tennis shoes off and in the shower in about 5 seconds.
Larry was one of the best, though. He very, very, very smart person. Aaron said Charlie Platt. Yeah, Charlie Platt. I remember Charlie Platt being there, and that was a great card. Maybe sometimes oversell. You can overdo it and have too many legends on one show, one card. But it was a legend night, and I enjoyed it. I got to see a lot of people that I hadn't seen in a long time. All right, we'll answer this one question. We'll see what he has to say. I found out that the ring announcer on Live Atlanta was Charlie Harbin. That caused the show to span from 30 minutes. That caused the show to expand from 30 minutes to 1 hour for some reason. Yes. Poor old Charlie. I'm guessing, Charles, you knew Charlie Harbin as well. He was a character. He wasn't a very nice man, by the way. He was not a nice man. He was never happy. Never. He was. Maybe that's what happened to Ole. Ole caught that from Charlie Harbin.
Charlie always asked us who we were with.
Yeah.
I thought he did.
Yeah.
How many times we saw him?
But yeah, I know Pedro was a promoter, but I believe you and that other guy's the one that put the money up for it. I think that might have been the thing. I believe you and him. If I'm maybe I'm wrong about that, Aaron. We'll have to talk about that next at the 8:20 time. But and hopefully you made money and didn't lose. All right, guys, y'all ready to get off of here and go to the live? Get ready for the live show. There was something I needed to do before the live show, and I don't remember what it was, but I'll remember it while we're on. Probably.
I'm fixing to go put my dogs up for adoption.
All right, we'll be back. Everybody. We're going over 7:30.